Okay, thank you. Okay, so first of all, good evening, everybody. Many times you hear that one lady is saying to another one, I don't know what this child wants for my life. He's such a crier. He ate, he's full. I gave him a bath. I dressed him. He just wants me to hold him. Trust me, he doesn't need anything. He just wants to get spoiled. Did you hear it once?
I lived it. I didn't hear it.
A child all the time wants to be on your arms, or he wants to feel you, mommy, mommy, and you say, what do you want already? What do you want? I fed you, I gave you a shower, I gave you everything. Give me a break, no? So many of us believe that after we fulfill the physical needs of the child, this child don't have anymore the privilege or to demand attention we gave you. Is a very wrong approach. Why? The warmth of your body is no less important from the health, right, of the body. Hear me again. The warmth of the body is not less important than the health of the body. Our children need to feel touched, to a hug, to a kiss. And this is the reason that the first attachment, or the bond, as we call it, between the parents and the child is accompanied with a lot of touching. This closeness is very, very important to the development of the child. His emotional development. And it also influences his brain development. Because we read many, if you read once a research that prove very clearly that physical attachment between a mother and the baby, it's even good for his immune system. And it makes his development much faster. Many parents, somehow they think this is not important. Why? They are worried maybe our children will grow up dependent on us and spoiled. Spoiled. Is this called spoiling a child? No. And that's why they're trying to avoid as much as possible to carry their child in their arms. And the outcome is that kids like that, this type of kids that didn't get enough warmth of Ima or Abba, they're going to grow up with something missing in them. They will learn, and we're teaching them how not to need us. And they know not to ask us anything because mimele, anyway, they're not going to be answered. So when the child grows up, if you want or if you want or if you don't want, there is a little bit disconnection between the parents and the child, because he grows up already, he's outside and he doesn't need his parents as much as he used to. And the child don't need now physical attachment. That's why it's very important to keep the bond and the tie of touching along all the way of the childhood of the child. When they become teenagers, okay, that's already a different story. But when they small, don't be stingy. Because the physical contact will change according to the age of the child. But you can see the power that the love between the parents and the children. We don't know what he does, all this, the closeness. It's so important.
Rav, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What if the child is already like getting bigger, let's say whatever, in weight, and wants to be carried around, and it's physically hard for you to have this child on your arms, while you're doing this and doing that or whatever it is. Like I have one of them that's like clingy like that, and it's hard for me. It's physically hard for me to carry him around, and he will throw a tantrum and cling to my skirt to just pick him up. And I understand he wants, but it's too much sometimes. Like physically, it's hard.
Okay, so tell him either you stand on the chair and I will hug you from the chair because I cannot pick you up, or mommy will sit down and you jump on mommy, right? Because you have to explain to him, I cannot pick you up, you're too big, but I want to pick you up. So let's find a different way so I can pick you up.
I hear. I don't know if he's 1.5. I don't know if you would understand that. That's the problem. Like,
1.5, you're not able to pick him up.
I can pick him up, but he wants to be carried around everywhere for an hour. He doesn't want to be picked up for a minute, given a hug, let's say, played a little with and put down. He wants to hang on me. And he will mamish throw a tantrum. And I don't know if I could reason with him like that, like explain it to him.
No, he's too small for this.
But he's physically already getting big. It's hard to carry him around everywhere. That's what gets me. I hear what the Rav is saying, especially when they're little, when they're infants, and the touch and everything. But when they're getting bigger and they're clinging to you and they're tantruming when that you're not picking them up, I think it gets a little much. Like
because they afraid.
Yeah, he goes into straight tantrum. Like he doesn't want to hear anything. He just starts yelling off the top of his lungs to be picked up.
Because he feels like that you're neglecting him. You don't want him.
I mean, he's one of four. I'm sure he gets his attention, but everybody gets, a piece. I mean, he sees obviously that everybody gets some.
He doesn't get attention. He takes attention.
He's demanding attention. What would the Rav advise in such a case? Pick him up?
Yeah.
They'll pick him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he needs. That's what he needs. He is screaming out loud. I need it.
Right.
Some kids less and some kids more, but we cannot avoid it. Okay? Now, so whoever telling you, every woman over here have at least 5 advisors. It can be the mother or the friend or the neighbor or the aunt or a sister-in-law, someone who is advisor, and he will tell you, don't pick up the child too much. He will get spoiled and it will cost you. He will always be next to you. You're spoiling the child. No, you're not.
That's the measure.
Huh?
That's the measure. They always say he's going to become like handy. He's going to always want to be on top of you. It's a wrong mentality, right, Rav?
Very wrong, because one day he will grow up. That's what he needs now. What do you think? He's not going to stay forever. That's make him feel that you love him. They need it. So love is not spoiling. That's called love. It's not spoiling. It's necessity. Since when necessity became spoiling? So here we go. One of the things that will bring the child to trust us that we love him, beside the point that we hug him and we touch him, many hours of our life we're spending with our kids. This is the case. They understand in a certain level how we behave. Don't they know us? Huh? Do the kids know how do we behave? How to behave?
Yes, they know. Yeah.
But when we are upset and angry, arguing, or exhausted, they can figure out with much success how we're going to react now. They know. That's why when you do something unexpected, it's very strong. It makes a big impact of the child. Because when you're upset, he is expecting that you're going to lose yourself and you scream and you shout. But if you're going to react, not what the child thinks that you're going to react, that's going to make a big impact on the child. Once, I don't know where it was, but it was in Queens somewhere. I was very impressed with the lady. By met, I was impressed. I said, you know, you're very good. Her child got home and he said to his mom, I want ice cream. She said, no, that's not time for ice cream now. He was so disappointed. Now he started to threaten his mother. He went to the garbage can. He says, if you're not going to give me ice cream, I'm going to take all the garbage out and I throw it in the middle of the kitchen. Did you hear that? What was he expecting his mother to do now?
To give in to his tantrum.
But the mother will take the shoe out and say, Ma, I'm going to show you now. You're going to take this garbage. I'm going to put you in the garbage can. And she kept quiet. He opened up the cover and he started to throw everything out. Ima was, she smiled at him, you know, peacefully, and she told him, Yehuda, you have to know that mommy loves you. That was a knockout. You know, I was so impressed. I said, how did you come up with this? You know, you're so good. So I told her what the child did. She said, he looked at me with two eyes, not expecting this reaction at all. And he put all the garbage back and he put the can back and he was amazed. Reaction that we keep coming with them, they're losing their value. How many times you're screaming on the child? Yeah. And they know where to get you. But if one day you're going to come with a new system, which is the child who wants to take you and drive you mad, you stay calm. He says, Mommy loves you. Is he expecting such a reaction from you now? What's going on? But if it's not expected, you stamping on the child a stamp that Ima, באמת she loves me. She didn't say even one word. And I wasn't able to get her out of herself. You know, usually the kids, did you pay attention that most of the problems of the Shalom Bayit is coming because of the kids? Are you aware of it?
Yes, Rabbi.
Yes, very often.
Why is it? Why is it?
Is it because
But they're
we're not
trying
on the same page on certain
to
things?
be,
Or our
yeah.
reactions don't
Because
match
they
up?
know your reactions already.
Right, the reactions.
They know the reactions. So why don't you change the reaction already? And they're gonna get even upset now. They throwing a tantrum, and Ima standing there smiling. I love you, my dear child. Why did he go out of himself? But when he'll calm down, he said, "Behemet, mommy loves me." That's also part of showing love to the child. I read once in a book something that I was also very much impressed. And the author of the book, right, of course, he was a professional one. And that's what he writes. He said she was a lady that wrote the book. So she said, I had a friend and that's what she told me while we were talking. She said, I was a child, 10 years old, a girl. She said, I came to the class in the first day of the year, when school starts. He said, all of a sudden I saw that my best friend, that used to be my best friend, she chose not to sit next to me. She chose to sit next to a different girl. He said, I got so hurt and I was storming inside. How can she do this to me? We are best friends. Why she chose somebody else that she don't know over me? She said, by the end of that day, I was running home. I was sitting on the stairs. I put my head between my knees and my tears kept coming down. 10 years old. My mother saw that I'm not coming home yet. She came outside to look for me. She found me on the stairs, she said. And I'm crying. She didn't say one word, Ima. Where are you? Why are you crying? Klum. Ima hugged me and she kept quiet. And that moment, I started to talk. And she listened, and she listened, and she listened, and I poured everything out. The more she listened, the more my pain slowly subsided, went away. And I felt much better. Why? Because Ima was listening to me. She didn't give me any advice. And I wasn't looking for advice. And to comfort me will not help. At that moment, I needed one thing, that somebody would listen to me. I want to vent. And after many years, I became a Ima also. And sometimes it came back to my mind how my mother, how good she was. And I was appreciating my mother so much. And my gratitude to my mother is she loved me, she cared for me. Why? Because through my life, my mother was only an ear to listen, no advices, no clue. Just talk. Empty yourself out. Now listen. Why did I bring this? When you listen to a person and you're not saying advices, באמת you're loving the person. When you know how to listen, you're loving the person. When we are among our children and we listen to them without saying any advices, we are strengthening inside of them the knowledge that we love them. We have time for them. And they are the most important thing that we have in our life. I left my cooking, I left my everything that I'm doing. I sat next to you or to her because you are the most important thing. Tell me something. How will you react if you're calling your husband, right? And you're talking to him on the phone. And he didn't say a word. He said, okay, I hear you, I hear you. Half an hour passed, he's home. He's home. Are you going to be surprised?
Yes,
Why surprised? Why?
because he came home to be with you.
Does he love you?
Oh, yeah,
Does he care for you?
definitely. For sure.
How do you know that? Maybe he wants to play a game.
Because of his actions, because he was listening to you. And he came home to comfort you.
He left the customers, he left the stores, he left everything. Whatever he does, all his appointments, he said, you're not as important as my wife. How are you going to feel?
You feel loved and cared for.
Anybody home? Anybody home?
You feel so prioritized. He dropped everything for you. No reason, she just came.
Now that he has to say now, I love you.
You know he loves you because of your action, because of his actions.
His actions.
Yeah.
So how many times we have the tendency and the leniency to not to pay attention and to say, nah, it's not important. It's such an opportunity, a wonderful opportunity to show love to our kids. He wants to talk to you. The child said, I'm busy now. Did it happen to you?
Yes.
Meaning
Cooking.
you're not important as my cooking now. You're not important as my laundry. Don't you see I'm folding the laundry? Now you're coming to talk to me? Throw everything out, for crying out loud. Now you understand why our kids don't feel that we love them? Ima, I have something to tell you. Go tell Abba. You want to say something to your husband? You say, I want to talk to you. Speak to your mother. How would you feel?
He doesn't care about you.
Oh, in a good case, you say, yeah. No. Just leave me alone. Because our mind is bichlal elsewhere. It's very important to understand that our kids are not foolish. They see that we're not interested. They see that you're not listening to them. And they feel a burden.
Rav,
Yeah.
what if 3 kids want to tell you something at the same time and they all want to say it at the same time? What's an appropriate way to respond?
Okay, Ima is here. I'm ready to listen to all of you, but make turns among yourself. Who is first?
Oy, that could cause an argument.
Okay, but you're not involved. Ima is here. Here I am, waiting for you. Now, then you're coming as an advisor. Then you say, who is ready to be mevater? Who wants to do a mitzvah? Right? Advisor. But it needs patience, it needs creativity. Ima loves you all. Ima left everything, the cooking, the laundry, the dishes, everything. I left everything. Not answering the phones. I'm here. Now you decide. Understand?
Yes, we should have the patience and the koach. That's really what it boils down to.
Amen. Amen.
Amen to that.
What are you so busy with?
What are we busy with?
Yeah.
What do we
If you
not
work for,
Ah,
What are we not busy with?
tell me.
It just in my world, it gets very chaotic when everyone is together, Baruch Hashem, which is fine. but everyone demands their own needs and their own attention, which I understand, but I'm only one person. And I want to tend to everyone. But see, as the Rav says, somebody ends up feeling neglected because you try, but you can't tear yourself in pieces. And it's a battle because you really want to be able to give enough attention to everyone. But one child can have a 10-minute story that he wants to share with you. Meanwhile, the other ones are yelling.
Okay.
It's a lot, Baruch Hashem. Even if it's only, and I'm not even talking about anything else. I'm not talking about dinners. I'm not talking about anything else.
Okay, so now, if your mind is here, only here, which our mind always,
All over the place.
so here we go. If I know this is the hours of my kids now, so sit down, smile at them, don't get upset. Mommy is here for all of you. I'm all yours. And again, let them decide who is going to play what. Maybe I'll play with all of you a game. Maybe. If you want to talk to me, I'm here. Who is first? Second, you have to decide among yourselves. They want you to decide, and then if you will decide, then you always deciding him because you don't like me. Don't fall into the trap. He said, you decide, okay. But it needs patience, a lot of patience, which we have to admit we don't have. Because we want to do 20 things in one time. And at the end, nothing was accomplished. So we have to decide who is the most important one. The kids know. So next time when your child coming and wants to tell you that one friend hit him, oh, I forgot my book in the school. And you say, wow, I know how it feels. Well, don't say, did you hit him back? Did you hit him back? Oh, when you're gonna stop to forget the books already? Don't say anything. I know how it feels. I feel bad, Mehmet. That's all he has to hear from you. They want to feel that we are there for them. Why am I going far away? Husband and wife, every wife over here, don't want to feel that the husband is there for her.
Of course, yes.
Definitely.
Everybody is so quiet today. Wow.
Absorbing.
Huh?
We're concentrating on Rav. We're listening.
It's only Sunday.
Recuperating from Shabbat.
It's only Sunday. You already tired already?
Very quiet students, Rabbi.
Yeah. No, I like action. The kids want to feel that the parents are there for them. You want to feel that the husband is there for you. How many times I heard in my office that a woman saying to your husband, we went to a wedding, we sat on the table that Mimele is asur, okay? And you didn't pay attention to me. I was next to you, you're talking to your friends all night. He said, but we were together. What do you want? He said, yeah, but he didn't pay attention to me. That's why we're putting a mechitza, ladies there, men here. No shlom bayit issues. Why did you look at her? I saw how you're looking at her. However, you should look at me like that. Where is it coming from? Where is it coming from?
We're not getting enough love, so we feel insecure.
So you feel you're empty, and you're becoming because you don't feel that the husband is there for you. I'm not the most important one. If I'm the most important one, he'll stay always next to me. Yes or no? Anybody home?
Yes, Rav.
Yes, Rab. Yes, yes.
Sharona, I think everybody paid you that you should be the lawyer.
That's hilarious.
At least you should tell me how much they
I
paid
didn't
you.
get a paycheck yet. I'm still waiting.
Still waiting on that paycheck. She represents us, Rabbi.
Huh?
She's representing us. She does a
Pro
good
bono,
job.
pro bono.
Sharona, you always do a good job representing all of us.
Good.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, good. Sometimes people telling me privately, it's very difficult for them to love. Why? Because they say when we were children, we didn't get enough warmth and love from our parents. So we don't know even what you're talking about. And they feel they don't have what to give. In order to give, you have to have it. But they don't have it. How can they give it over? How many people we know, all of us knows, they don't know even how to give a compliment. They don't know even how to love. Yes?
Rav,
Yeah?
is receiving
Plenty.
a compliment, I'm sorry, is receiving a compliment the same thing as receiving love? Like if there are people who can't accept a compliment, is it hard for them to receive love as well?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Depends if the compliment is coming from a truthful place.
Yes, if it's coming from a genuine place, and when you tell them, they're like, they can't accept they can't accept the compliment.
If you feel that the compliment is not genuine, is only just to
Flatter.
pay the dues, you're not going to accept it. The one who giving a compliment, he has to come genuine, truthfully saying it. That's what he feels. Not just to spin your head. But that's what the Rambam says. Love means you always giving, you see only the positive side and don't see the negative side at all. You always praising the person. So now what we're going to do, Ben, met with a person that is a victim of his parents that didn't know how to give love to the child. The house was an army camp, or in the best way, it was a grocery store. In the best case scenario. And our kids need so much energy. Of what? Of to relate to them, to listen to them. And you say, we never got this. We don't know even how to treat it. And they asking me, where do we get this koach to give? Well, we don't have it. This is באמת a problem. Now we're talking a real problem. They don't have it. In the system, they don't have it. So now, is there somebody in this world can give them love and closeness that they need? Let's say they didn't get it from their parents. So who can fill this gap now?
Their spouse?
Are they a lost case?
No, how about their spouse, Rev? Can the spouse feel that love for them?
She needs love.
I'm saying, like, if the husband, can he give love to her if she never received it? Or vice versa?
Yes, of course. But he is, yeah. But she don't know how to give love. So now, here comes things that the therapists don't know. Now we're going to the Torah. Why are you saying that nobody loves you? Hashem loves you. Hashem gives you love every day. He cares for you. He's protecting you. And even if you don't deserve it, Hashem continue to give it to you. So if you didn't get it from the parents, that they are only the brokers over here, you get it from the main source. This they don't teach in college. In psychology course, they don't going to teach you. Do Hashem loves us, yes or no?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Unlimited, yes.
So we're not empty. We just have to be close to Hashem, and we'll understand what Hashem is doing with us, how much He pours inside of us, and then we can give over.
Rav,
Yes?
can I ask a question?
Yes?
But Hashem isn't physical. You don't feel that love really, because Hashem, you can't see, you can't feel him. You don't even know who or what he looks like or what he is. So how can you get love from him? Like, how can you like sense that?
Good. Because the love of Hashem is so great that you don't need even the physical. The physical is secondary to the spiritual. I know many people very close friends of mine that we were talking, they didn't get kimat any love from their parents. They giving love, something that you being amazed. Where did you learn it? Because I taught him in the yeshiva. In the yeshiva, that's what we teach. Any mistakes of other people, Hashem come to fulfill it. Stay closer to Hashem. Then from the love of Hashem to us, we will learn what love means. Ahavat Chinam. Where do we learn Ahavat Chinam? Love for free, where do we learn it? If not from Hashem. When you're going outside, he says, Al kapayim yisauncha. Hashem sending angels to say, carry my child on your arms. I don't want him to get hurt. This is what David HaMelech saying B'Teilim. Hashem carry us all in his arms. Now, the biggest closest that we can bring as an example is between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Am Yisrael. Nobody can come close to it. This is the kesher, this is the bond that we have with our kids. Time it with who knows how much, that's the bond Hashem has with us. Hashem is a father to every Jew. And the Maharal Miprag is saying something unbelievable. He said Hashem chose Am Yisrael not because Avraham Avinu passed the test. Then is a conditional love. You pass my test, I love you. You don't pass my test, I'm not going to love you. He said it's not because of the test. Hashem didn't give gift to Abraham because he passed the test. Because then it's our conditional love in this. Hashem decided to love us for free. If Abraham will not pass the test, Hashem will take us as the children also. When Hashem took us out of Egypt,
On Pesach.
But we were deep inside in the impurity. 49 gates.
We're in that
of
level. Yeah.
the worst level that a person can get. Here comes Hashem. He said, I'm not going to lose you. And he took us out of Egypt. Bechinam, for free. And that's why in that tefillah we sang all day, Zecher Litziat Mitzrayim. Memorize that we got out of Egypt. Why? Because Hashem took you out bechinam. Hashem loves you. Hello. And Hashem wants us to get koach from this. Don't give up. If I took you out of Egypt, I can take you out from any situation. We weren't in a situation like Egypt all along the history. It was not that bad. Egypt was very bad, extremely bad. And we're opening our day, Modeh Ani Lefanecha, yes? And then we say, Rabbi Emunatecha, you trust in us, you believe in us. Hashem give life to every person, matana, gift. Did Hashem say any conditions?
No, unlimited.
No. You have a free choice. If you want to keep, good. If you don't want to keep, also. But I'm still your father. When we trust Hashem, be'emunah shlema, we know with a clear mind, with the trust, somebody is watching over us, protecting us, guarding us. He's seeing us. He recognizes our difficulties, and he supplying all what we need. This believe and trust in Hashem should fill up us with relax. Why aren't we relaxed? My child needs so much attention. Hashem knows it. That's why He give it to you. Don't worry. Relax. We're not alone in this world. We are very precious to Hashem. Very precious. Is the communication channel between us and Hashem is open all day?
Yes. All the time.
You can read Tehillim all day long. You can pray 3 times a day. You can do, Hashem says, my channel is open all the time. No restrictions. Just talk. And He's sending us signals all day long. Our job is just to pick up to signals and to understand what Hashem wants. We're waiting for the bus. No, where is the bus? Why is not coming? Or the train, where is the train? A minute after the bus is not coming, somebody will stop the car and say, hey, come. Who is it? My friend from high school. Come, Habibi. Who did it? Who did it?
Hashem.
It's not coincidence. Okay. So even if we don't have the ability to give love, when you go to learn and you see how much Hashem pour loves on you, you're gonna go home. We filled you in. We filled you. Go. The spiritual core that you have, it will overcome any other obstacles. Because you feel the love of Hashem in your bones, you feel it. Okay. I'll give you now 12 points, and with this we will end. Whoever wants to write it down, write it down. Number 1, a child that feels loved, he believes in himself, and he has the courage to be not perfect. He have the guts to be not perfect. He can say, I'm not perfect. Meaning he have self-confidence. Number 2, love is the motto, is the koach that will bring you to do many things in your life. That's what gives a person a koach. Number 3, a child that feels the love of his parents. He loves himself, and he'll be able to love other people, and for sure to love HaKadosh Baruch Hu also. Number 4, we have the ability to enhance the love. Number 5, even though our anxiety and anger toward the child covering the love that we have, the love is still there. We spoke about it. Number 6, in time of difficulties, remember all the good things that you have by your child. He have positive sides also. Memorize it. Number 7, you have to recognize the abilities of your child. Don't compare them to nobody else. And not among themselves. Each child is his own entity. Number 8, a true love is only toward the child without any connection to how he's behaving. I don't know. Love is love. Number 9, declaration of love give the child a lot of support. Give him, encouragement. And it make influence on us also. It make impact on us also. Number 10, a child needs to feel the warmth of his parents. Number 11, to expose love that was unexpected. It putting like a stamp in the heart of the child. Like the case that I told you with the garbage can. Number 12, listening to the child. It's a very clear expression of love. Understood?
Yes, Rabbi. Thank you.
Yes, Rob.
Hopefully.
Thank you.
Hopefully you did.
Yes, Rabbi.
You can see
Rabbi.
it probably again on,
Can you just repeat?
on YouTube. If I was too fast, you can sit down, write it down, repeat it over and over, because we finish with love and we're going to move to the next one. And this we're going to speak about tomorrow. I will not tell you now what is this, but Hashem, tomorrow I will speak to you from Young Israel. Okay, so it's going to be something else. We'll see.
Is there going to be a 1 o'clock share, Rav?
Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, shiur is on, of course. Yes.
Perfect. Tamara Rav put all the 12 steps, the 12 parts of love for a child. She wrote it down.
Kol hakavod.
She
Very
shared
good.
it with everyone else.
Kol hakavod.
Thank you, Tamara.
My
Okay,
pleasure.
Rabotai, have a good night, everybody.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And I'll see you all tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If not, tomorrow at 9 o'clock in this session.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Father.
Rabbi.
Yes,
Спасибо.
Rabbi.
Спасибо
Thank
большое.
you,
Да,
Rabbi.
Rabbi. Thank you.
Beautiful shiur, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Okay. Good night.